this week's edition of Homemade Money. I'm here with Holly Signorelli, who started her own business and is referred to as the money therapist because she helps people make better decisions with the emotions of your money. And Erin Smith, who is from the Starters Club, and she helps you start a business. And we're going to talk today about startup and how to get the ball rolling.
Right. Yes.
So, I mean, some of you are way advanced. You're way down the road. You already have a business. You're running your own trucker line. But your wives might want to start a business at home, or
second business.
A second business,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what we're going to cover in this episode. So, Erin, tell us a little bit about you. Said I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Yes,
I'm a Michigan girl,
right?
On the other side of the tracks. But you said, where did you say you were from?
I am a farm girl from Cadott, Wisconsin, which you've probably never heard of.
No, never have.
An hour and a half of Minneapolis, but yeah, milk cows. Baled hay, I have done it all. I can probably outwork the best of them because I.
How'd you end up here?
Moved to Arizona after college, fell in love with a man, and then moved here. And now it's been 10 years since I've been here.
One of those stories.
Wow!
Yes.
Wow! Yeah, she said I have 6 dogs and 2 children, and I said, oh, "Tell me about your dogs."
But I totally understand. Like I don't judge you at all for that. It's what I love.
tell them what kind of dogs that you have.
So I'm a big rescuer, and that's why Rottweilers are my breed of choice. But I have 2 Rottie mixes, 2 Lab mixes, and 2 Terrier mixes. Kind of randomly worked out that way, but yeah.
And her kids are, what, 3 and 2? But somehow she's still able to run this business, which is what's so fascinating, because some of us feel like we don't have time or to do a second business, or we get stuck in a business or a job that we don't like.
Yes, because we're on the other end of that. Our kids are old. Mine are 16, 20, and 28.
And I have 2 21-year-olds.
And you have 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you have a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
So you're dealing with the why.
Yes, why? The boundary testing. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's a lot of fun.
And your own boundaries with your own life and your schedule. Yeah.
So you said 10 years ago you were in a relationship where he was working on his education and you needed to make some money. And this is where most of our audience is at right now. They need to make some money. And you were young, you were just out of college, and you decided to dog sit.
Yes.
So walk us through that process.
Yeah, and this is what I love about business, is that you can truly take any concept and make it whatever you want. A lot of times we feel like in order to start a business, I need the next Instagram or Facebook. I did pet sitting. That's what I did. And I mean, the 15-year-old Johnny across the street was kind of my competitor. But he wasn't, because I got to a point where I'd say, okay, you hire Johnny, then you call me when you're 2 weeks into your vacation and nobody's showing up at your house, and then I'm going to charge you 10 times. But it's so important that no matter what you want to make, is it $1,000 a month, is it $10,000, is it whatever, you can take any concept and build it to that point. So we started pet sitting, and what happened was we did it just for fun. Obviously I'm a huge animal lover.
And this was 10 years ago, you said, right? So really social media wasn't anything like it is now.
So I always share the story. I was so upset because I started the business and the phone books had just come, and I was like,
oh no, you missed it.
When was the last time you saw a phone book?
The phone book. Like, it's true, it was so bad. But it was, we walked flyers in our neighborhood. That was our first advertising. He and I walked flyers in our neighborhood, got our first daily client.
Which still works for some businesses.
It works.
It still works for cleaning businesses.
Sure.
Still works for dog sitting.
Absolutely.
Still works for that. It still
lots
works
of businesses
in some areas. So sometimes I think we make it too difficult.
I agree. I didn't put a lot of money into it. I networked. I learned networking. I just fell in love with it. And it was a year later. We weren't really serious about the business. We were making a couple, like $1,000 to $2,000 a month, and I was investing everything. And we went on a vacation, and we tried to find a pet sitter for our dogs, and nobody called us back.
Oh, wow.
Ding, 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 light bulb.
You're like, hey, we're on to something.
And so when I blew it up, we were making mid-6 figures, had 12 full-time employees off pet sitting.
That's crazy.
So I share the story, like you can truly do whatever, and maybe that's not for some people.
Right.
But
what I like is you start, and when I coach businesses, I tell them you started with this desire of your heart, and these passions. So the way 100% of the time, if your business idea is going to succeed, it's because it starts. Ooh, I touched my microphone. It starts with something that you love to do, and that passion outpours into a business. And then if you have that, you can have people like Erin help you figure out the first steps. So people have ideas. I know they've already watched 4 of my shows now, and they have some ideas rolling around in their head. So give us 1, 2, 3. Step 1. You got ideas. This is where you're going to start.
Well, and I think a lot of times, so if you have ideas, I think a good thing too is what I call cultivate your curiosity. So test to see if you really want to make a business out of this. Start immersing. Maybe take some classes. Take some to really determine you want to take this full time. I love baking. I thought maybe I really had this cool concept of bakery. Started getting into the world and said, I don't want to do this for a living. And it's okay to back out, but just start working that.
Because when you were doing the dog sitting, you still had a full-time job.
Yes.
Right. I think that's important too, by the way, because some people talk about, oh, I'm going to jump off the cliff, and you know, I'm all about, you know, having faith when you believe in yourself and you believe in your product. But I think it's really important to have a job while you start your new one. And I did that. You know, I was a young single mom when I started mine. I literally was, I had to move back in with my parents. I was in my 20s. So that's not fun, by the way.
No.
And I would get up and I had to work a full-time job that required 60 hours a week. And then I'd have to come home and my time with my baby would be like on the computer holding him. But it's
well, see,
it's okay because you want your new business to thrive and succeed. So you have this energy during that time frame to get something to grow.
Well, the transportation industry that this show is on has this advantage. They have 10 hours a day in the car to think. And so they're thinking up ideas, and then, like you said, but they're on routes, they're running loads, and they're deadheading, and they're doing all of this stuff that's zapping their energy. But a lot of them, I think, want to get involved with a business, with their family, with their wife, with their brother, with their dad, and they want to start generating some extra income. And so they have the idea. I love the idea of research it a little bit. Make sure that really, if you start dipping your toe in, it still sounds like a good schedule, still sounds like something you want to do.
Exactly. And utilize Google. That's the next step. We don't need crazy expensive things to do our research or whatever. Utilize Google. Find out if people are searching for this. Find out who is already doing what you're doing.
So give us an idea. So how would I find out that people are searching for it?
Well, this is going to be a little technical, but if you go to AdWords, and it's adwords.google.com, I believe, but just Google AdWords. If you open an account, you need a Gmail account, but you can utilize their keyword tool, which will, I mean, that's going to give you some in-depth stuff about what people are searching for.
If you were opening the dog business today, you could go to Google AdWords, you could open an account, and you could see how often people search for dog sitting.
In Dallas, Texas.
Interesting.
In your area.
And you have to give them your credit to really get the good data. You have to give them your credit card like you're going to pay them, but you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You're never going to get to that point where you actually start running an ad.
That's good, because a lot of people don't like to enter their credit card on stuff like that. But you're saying, as a small business expert, go ahead, but they're not going to charge you for it. You just have to open an account because they're going to try to get you to spend money.
Exactly.
Pull you into that.
Well, and what's great too is that a lot of people get frustrated when they're like, oh, and they do a search, so they see people are searching for dog sitting, and then they're like, and then 10 people pop up, and they say, oh, people are doing this.
That's too many. So they're thinking 10 people's too many. Okay.
Or even if one person, a lot of people think they have this great idea, they see one person's doing it, so they stop. But this is where just do a little, really see what these people are doing and start finding how you can do it better, how you can angle it, how you can provide a different service or offering or product that just gives you a little bit of a competitive advantage. I just had this with a client. She had this great idea. I told her what to do, didn't hear from her, and she came back to me and said, oh, people are already doing this for free, so I'm not going to do it. And I said, give me an hour. I'm going to find you an angle on this.
Right.
When you researched, I saw she wanted to help students specifically, and most of these companies their target audience were teachers. And so I said, we need to angle this differently. And so to take that extra time to find out don't get frustrated. It's a good thing when people are doing what you want to do, because it means you can make money doing it.
Yeah.
And just find your
angle.
angle.
I liked that you said try to figure out then who your who's your customer?
Right.
Exactly.
And you said a lot of times small businesses overshoot
Yes.
who might buy this,
Yeah.
and you think you said don't use everyone. So
Yes,
I like
everybody
that.
is somebody, and we try to make our target audience anybody who will purchase. But you miss out. Like when we started our pet sitting company, I went a higher price offering because I knew I could add more value. I wanted those people who took their pets really seriously.
People that
Right.
would pay more.
Exactly.
You want the people that would pay more. You know, one of the businesses that shocked me, I ran into a guy that, and I was in corporate America for a while. He had left corporate America, and I asked him what he was doing, and he goes, "You're not going to believe it." And I said, "No, tell me." I know. And he goes, "Well," he goes, "I don't actually do it, but I bought a van." And it's called, I forget what Pet VIP.
Yeah.
And he said, I hire a driver, and he goes around and he picks up poop. They're basically pooper scoopers in lawns where people don't want to pick up the poop. And they pay for a monthly service.
Right.
And he said it started with one truck, and now I have 6. And I'm thinking, 6 pooper scooper vans.
Yeah,
I
oh my
mean,
God,
who would have
thought? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't work I basically just take the profits
Yeah.
from this. I pay people good. The college kids love this. Is a great job. And I was thinking, who would have known? And what happened was he
Yeah.
was literally at a friend's house. They had a pool party, and they were saying we couldn't get the kids to pick up the poop. And now I got all these people here, and they had big dogs, like labs
man.
and stuff. And I thought, and he said we leased the van, so we didn't have to come up with a huge cash.
So awesome.
But I thought,
Yeah.
what a great idea. I mean, who would have thought that he could make 6 figures by starting with one van and starting a pooper scooper business?
And also, too, with being realistic about the market out there, I think is the price. You know, a lot of times people, when they come to my office, they have this, huge plan, and they're talking about millions of dollars and things, and really it's just like, have you done any research on what your product or service is worth? Because like in this case, it was worth a lot more than that person probably ever imagined.
They thought it would be.
Yeah.
Well, and I always tell people, if you come up with an idea and you find someone else that's doing it, go pretend like you're going to buy.
Right.
Ask all kinds of questions. See
Yeah.
how they pitch it. What did they say? If you want to build furniture and sell it, go to your competition and see how much
Exactly.
custom cabinets are if you're good at that. I literally hired a guy to build years ago to build a skate ramp in my backyard.
Wow.
And he used to fly around the country and do it.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how inexpensive he charged
Wow.
for it, but he made a business for years out of flying around the country and building custom-made
And
skate
he's
ramps.
probably having fun.
it.
Oh, and he did. He
That's
tried
another
it
thing.
out. He's like 35. Tried it out
Yeah.
after he got it up. He's like, "Is it okay if I skate on it, man?"
Right.
And I sat there, kind of dumbfounded that he was going to skate. It was a 60-foot long, and it was a 6-foot tall.
Yeah.
And it was 30 feet this way or something. And it was huge. And I literally am watching him, and I was thinking, I hope he doesn't hurt himself.
I know. I don't want any liability here if you fall
exactly. Can
on
you
this.
sign a
You
contract?
made it. Yeah.
But you know what? He took his passion, which was skateboarding as a kid, figured out how to bend it was beautiful. I mean, when he completed it, it was absolutely beautiful.
And to me, that's the key, is he took something he was passionate
Yes.
about. I mean, you would be surprised if you're trying to find something to do on the side or something to replace your income completely. Think about the thing that makes you most
you love,
passionate
yeah.
and what kind of, business that you can make out of that.
So let's popcorn some ideas that we've heard that were like, I heard a lady that stages homes.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah,
buys
yeah.
furniture for homes that are being sold and decorates a home that no one is going to
Right.
live in
Yeah,
very long.
that's a big deal, yeah.
So she makes money decorating homes. It's called staging or something.
Yeah,
So
staging.
So
yeah.
what other?
I met a guy. This was one of the more interesting ones. He flew all over the country following the 49ers. That's how I met him. I was staying at the same hotel as the 49ers met him. He somehow, and I don't know exactly how he did this, but he would get Best Buy open box items, buy them for cheap at auction, and sell them online at eBay. That's how he made his living.
Yep, because they discount it 50%.
Yeah.
And it's open box. Yeah, because
yeah.
my son's best friend works at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my son's computer. 50% if it's open box. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, come on. More ideas.
Well, I've had a
Popcorn
lot
it.
of clients do multi-level marketing, and they just started from ground zero, but they always used the product, whatever it was. They didn't just say, I'm going to do multi-level marketing. And the ones that have been the most successful, literally not needing a lot of money to start up or even have to get that technical, is because they use the product and they're passionate and excited. So people come to them like, hey, why are you so fit? Or why is this,
you know? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Works.
and
that
then,
works.
Then you're in. Yeah.
And I think with anything, the key is there's going to be hustle. There's going to be some work. You don't just sign up for a company and make a lot of money. But you don't need a lot of money. You just have to get more creative with your time. The less money you have. That's what I always say.
I love that.
That was so fun, ladies. Thank you. Thanks for joining us for Homemade Money. And I hope we got your juices flowing about some ideas and things that you can start right at home with your family. Have a super great week. Have we got an exciting idea for you? Bring your homemade money idea, package it up, and bring it to Dallas. And Matt, tell us where.
You're going to come to the Great American Truck Show in Dallas, Texas, and you are going to pitch your homemade money idea to my group of investors. If we like your idea, one of you is going to get funded. Join us in the tank.